once you are there, whatever it is that you do will also affect me positively. Again, you will be a person who represents all of us. Who is this person who can unify and think about the whole country as opposed to the region he or she comes from? Number two, we have issues that have plagued us, and Kenyans have talked about them. Every time you hear them talk about shisha, it means that the issue of health is top on their minds. You want a person who has an understanding on that system, somebody who can bring changes. Before we had then National Hospital Insurance Fund. We had the issue of universal health care, and it was tried in 4 counties, and it was successful. We were in the process of rolling out. Now we have the CHA program. We don't want to say that once you're in office, you scrap it immediately. No, because a lot of money has been spent, and this money, the money that has been spent is taxpayers' money. It's a question of looking at it and seeing what needs to be improved to ensure that it covers, again, it goes back to the track we were on universal health care. We had issues like the maternity programs that were there, the Rida Mama initiatives, and they had they were addressing specific issues that were there. Today, if you don't put on the table the issue of mental health of Kenyans and the issues that contribute to the ill health of our, perhaps the mental ill health, you miss some of the things, like when you talk about Rida Mama, you are removing that burden from people's minds of what becomes of the family if the lady in the house is about to deliver. That whole process, are we losing the child, are we losing the mother, what is going to be the health of both after delivery? That whole process weighs heavily on every family. When you talk about issues like Edu Afia, we had that program also, ensuring that once a child has joined school, all the way until the child leaves leaves the university, you are taking care of the medical. You have medical attention, or medical cost is taken over by the government. Those are some of the programs. If you talk about the issues of security again, today we are all suffering under the control of goons. They are there everywhere. If you want your wedding to be managed by goons, they are available. We become a country where goons have a role to play. And I don't believe that it is a joy of any of us to know that, or to think that we have now, subcontracted our security arrangements to goons as opposed to our defense forces or the uniformed team. I mean, that's an important thing. So when you're talking about security, you don't want... From goonism, you'll be hit by terrorists, you go all through these things. And we want somebody who can fix the security, and it can't be fixed because it has been done before. We have the border, a very good source of income for people, but it is also becoming a security issue. Somebody who can be able to say, we need to fix it. You remember we had this menace of Matatu. We used to call it the Matatu madness. That was it was in our headlines. Matatu headlines. And until Matatu madness, until Mishuki came in, sorted it out, people had faith in him. And he was able to bring changes, and we are still enjoying from those changes. I believe that if you have somebody in the security sector who people have faith in, and that's why I keep mentioning the name of our presidential candidate, Matiang'i. He's been there before. We sorted out the issue of terrorism when there were a menace in this country. The issue of cattle rustling in some areas, we thought it would never have been brought to an end, and he was able to do that. These are issues that are top in our minds when you talk about the economy. And the economy, all these things, by the way, inform the well-being of Kenyans. But even when you talk about the use of the tax dollar, if I may borrow that, how you use the money, it's crucial. We don't want to say that we're just going to fight corruption, but if you go in and you don't. You are not after being accountable to the people. I like what Matiang keeps saying. He wants a government that is accountable to the people, and he keeps saying, hold me to account. That is a very important, a very major statement. Hold me to account, and I am promising you I will not fail you.
Yeah.
And those kind of statements are that, you are making it known to Kenyans that the government that we want to be part of as Jubilee is a government that serves the people. The government that is not the boss, moving around scaring people, but a government that is there to serve the people. And I think even as you want to drift to the next question, one of the things that we have been complaining about as within Jubilee is that we don't like this politicking on top of vehicles 24/7. And you cannot continue complaining about it if you don't have a solution to it. I have always heard, and I believe that this is also the belief of our presidential candidate. We need to reduce the time we spend politicking. And the way we do it is by one of the ways, and it has been suggested in many other documents, even in NADICO, it was there in BBI, expand this executive. Let it not look like it's a winner take it all. Why even the United Opposition is unable to, clerk who is going to be their candidates, because once you are the presidential candidate, everybody else becomes has no role. Expand that executive. Have the president, the deputy president, sometimes some people, Kibaki 1997 has suggested 2 deputy presidents. He has suggested a prime minister and 2 prime minister, deputy prime ministers. We had the office of the speaker, office of, so split this power. Perhaps bring back the issue of having cabinet coming from within parliament, so that it is not just that you must be in the executive. You can also be a member of parliament and be playing a role in the executive. That seems to have helped us, Ariro, better than where we are today. So that's also something that will need to be looked at. We are talking about when we were out in Kulia, one of the issues that came out very strongly is representation. They talked about representation to a point where if you didn't note that is an issue that needs to be addressed in this country, again, you'll have failed. We have had it. Some constituencies are too big. Others are feeling like they have been, completely excluded, even if they are not big. The Kulias are saying they have no breathing space from where they are. So these are some of the issues that we'll be putting on the table, and some of the changes that we want to bring about once we have an opportunity to govern.
So, as we approach 2027, it is clear that no single candidate will win this election by walking alone. That would mean alliances and formations that anyone gets into is a guarantee in one way or the other, but that these alliances as well must make Kenyans and must propel that would-be candidate to forming that. Now, where we are seeing right now are where you're calling it bullying and there is misunderstanding and everything else. Clearly, it is not working in one way, and that must be fixed, or people must walk out. Whilst that's a problem that does exist, and there's bullying that does happen, why are we knocking on this door that is not opening? Why not walk out and find different alliances that will propel you towards?
Maybe one is that I think that's a scenario again that was envisaged with even in our constitution, where he talked about coalitions, and you can have coalitions before or after. That was provided for in our constitution, because clearly you can fail, and you might fail, and looks like we will fail to form a coalition ahead of time. And if we fail to form a coalition ahead of time, it's not the end of the world. It also provides that let everybody run. If nobody masters 50+1, then you go back, number 1 and number 2. So all these scenarios are there. It's only that we are not courageous enough to discuss them. I am not myself going to spend all the time looking for that one candidate. Wacha kila mtu aingie kwa uwanja kama tumeshindwa kuelewana. Whoever it is that gets the second largest number of votes goes in with the number 1. Whoever it is also gets the number 1 and number 2. Wrong and short of it. Number 1 and number 2. Go back and run. That will have helped. Before you take it away, I know how you take things away. That would have helped the opposition to identify their candidate.